But off the top, we have 2231 cases of coronavirus in Victoria. That's plus 73 on yesterday. 3 from hotel quarantine, 9 that are associated with known and contained outbreaks, 19 as a result of routine testing, and 42 that remain under investigation by our public health team. We did 20,682 tests yesterday, so I'll take this opportunity to thank every single one of those, going on for 21,000 people who presented for a test. Thank you so much. That's such a powerful contribution to our fight against this virus. That brings our cumulative total since January 1 to 830,271 tests. In terms of the overall testing during this concentrated suburban testing blitz, which has been primarily focused on those hotspots that we all know about, that's 113,000 tests. And again, I'm deeply grateful to each and every person who has consented to a test. It really is a great and significant contribution for your family, and a significant contribution for every single Victorian family. As you know, community engagement, old-fashioned door knocking has been a really important part of our strategy to get into these hotspot communities and to get the message out, to be recruiting people into that testing program literally on their doorstep. I can report to you that as of last night, we had knocked on some 54,000 doors in those high-risk suburbs and postcodes, offering advice, testing information, and in some cases the self-administering test kits where people can take the test and it can be collected at a later point. There will be further door knocking, quite intensive door knocking, and there'll be an update to this end each and every day. But just to give you a sense of where the next priority areas are, there'll be further extensive door knocking in Maidstone, continued door knocking in Broadmeadows and Auburn Vale tomorrow, and Brunswick, today, and Brunswick West on Thursday. And that just adds to the program, that rolling program of door knocking that we have been engaged in and will continue to be engaged in for the weeks and months ahead. Jenny will speak to additional test sites, but this is a really important point, and we'll be very grateful to you if you can help us to get the message out about additional test sites. We're trying to get to a situation where, in a combination of mobile testing, so end of your street, literally on your doorstep, as well as additional drive-throughs and other pop-up clinics, there will be 12 new sites that'll be dedicated testing locations across all of those postcodes that have been locked down from midnight tonight. There are, and I think we've got 6 of those we can announce for you today, and again, we'd be very grateful if you can help to get that message out. Essentially, we really just need to impress upon all Victorians that this is not over. It won't be over for a long time. And the best and most important thing that we can all do, whether we're in one of these hotspot postcodes or not, is to follow the rules. Again, they're very simple. Keeping a distance, staying at home if you're sick, getting tested if you're sick, making sure that you cough into the crook of your arm, making sure that you wash your hands regularly. These are simple things, but they make a massive difference to the fight against this virus. They make a massive difference to us putting out this public health bushfire. In terms of those lockdown suburbs, I again make the point, I know and understand that this will be deeply inconvenient, it'll be frustrating, it'll be very challenging. We will be there to support each and every business that's impacted, not just within the zone, but also, for instance, as I referred to yesterday, those tourism businesses where there will be bookings that'll have to be cancelled because of these lockdowns. Martin Pakula, in his ministerial capability, will make some further announcements quite soon about that package of important support to families across those lockdown suburbs. If we all work together and if we all stick together over these next 4 weeks, we can regain control of community transmission. We can again have control of the virus across metropolitan Melbourne, because the source, where it is most acute, where it is most unstable and therefore highest risk, is in those postcodes. That's the advice of the Chief Health Officer. I appeal to all of those families, follow the rules, do the right thing. If you need support, we'll get that support to you, and we'll have more to say about that in coming days as well. But ultimately, If I didn't shut down those postcodes, I'd be shutting down all postcodes. And I don't think we want to get to that point. We all want to work hard, literally day and night, to try and avoid that sort of an outcome. I'm confident, because the public health team are confident, that this strategy of lockdown, just as it worked the last time we did it, albeit across the state, will again be successful in pulling this thing up. That's the most important thing we have to all focus on, and that's exactly what we are focused on. To talk more about those additional testing sites, which are critically important, and just to again reiterate how important it is to get tested if you're sick, and how grateful we all are for those who have come forward in now unprecedented numbers. Another day in excess of 20,000 is exactly what we need. I will just say that there are a whole range of resources coming from other states. Some of those are virtual, if you like, so there's calls being made, contact tracing out of, say, Sydney, that those personnel don't need to be here, but there are lots of other personnel, and I've spoken with the Premiers of New South Wales, South Australia and Queensland overnight, and thank them very much on behalf of all Victorians for the, just like fires and floods, we're all working together, because we all know this to be not just a northern Melbourne issue. This is a Victorian and a national issue, and I'm very, very grateful to all of them. I'm also very grateful, as I explained yesterday, to the Prime Minister. I had a few texts with him last night. He's, I think, very pleased with the announcements we made yesterday as the appropriate response, and we'll continue to work with him and his officials and his ministers to make sure that whatever we need, we will get. That's been the record, that's the form in terms of the important partnership we have, and I don't see that changing, and for that I'm deeply grateful to the Prime Minister, and I'll continue to keep you informed of different teams of people, different specialists, different capability that will be coming to Victoria to help us in this fight.